For over 2,000 years, people have been trying to understand biblical prophecy about the end of the age and the return of Christ. However, the Bible states that prophecy will be closed and sealed until the time of the end. Now is the time of the end, and biblical prophecy is about to be opened and unsealed. I am author and speaker Richard Perry, and this is a presentation regarding the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, the future site of the third Jewish temple that the Bible talks about. In order to understand biblical prophecy, of course, we must read and study the Bible. I have written 2 books which you might find helpful. They are shown here, and my website, lastdaysmystery.info. In order to understand this presentation regarding the Temple Mount, the future site of the third Jewish temple, it's important to understand something about biblical prophecy. Biblical prophecy is history written in advance. Biblical prophecy tells of everything ahead of time, and biblical prophecy is for the benefit of God's people. This aerial photograph of the Temple Mount shows the Dome of the Rock in the center of the mount. To the left we see the Western Wall. To the right we see the Kidron Valley, the Mount of Olives, and the Eastern Gate. And directly in from the Eastern Gate we see what potentially could be the site of the third and future Jewish temple. This picture of the Temple Mount shows the Western Wall, the closest location that most Jewish people will ever get to the temple unless something changes on the Temple Mount. Here are some sights and sounds from the Western Wall that I took in September of 2007 when I was there during the Feast of Tabernacles and the month of Ramadan. Here is another closer aerial photograph of the Temple Mount with the Dome of the Rock in the center. The black box shows the area of the Eastern Gate, and directly in from the Eastern Gate, X marks a possible spot of the future temple. As we move in closer to the Temple Mount, we can see from this diagram next to the Dome of the Rock that the temple could be built there, excluding the court of the Gentiles, as seems to be referenced in the book of Revelation. This is the way the Temple Mount looks today. But as is the political and geographical landscape in Israel and Jerusalem changing, the Bible tells us in the prophet of Daniel, in Paul's writing in 2 Thessalonians, Isaiah mentions the future temple in Isaiah chapter 66. But many places, in many ways, the Bible tells us the Jewish temple will be built before the Messiah returns. This has been a presentation about the Temple Mount, the location of the future and third Jewish temple to be located in Jerusalem on the Temple Mount. For more information regarding biblical prophecy, you can consult my books, Of the Last Days, Listen, I Tell You a Mystery, and The Complete Idiot's Guide to the Last Days. My website, lastdaysmystery.info.